YouTube, it's Becky from Becky Writes, this is Becky Reads, and this is my Tome Topple Readathon wrap-up video. Now I kind of debated whether or not I should even do a wrap-up video because honestly I didn't accomplish anything after the midway point. I just kind of fell into a reading funk that I'm still kind of in. I had a couple of audiobooks I was going to try to get into in order to pull myself out of the funk that I'm in, and nothing has been working. So I'm going to do a quick overview of the things that I read that qualify for Tome Topple. The first book that I finished that qualified for Tome Topple was A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. I talk about this a lot on my channel because this is one of my very, very favorite books and one of my favorite trilogies that I've read really in the last 5 years. This is a story that follows a witch named Diana Bishop who is a professor of history, specifically the history of science, and what happens to her after she discovers a enchanted manuscript that lots of other creatures, mainly vampires, other witches, and daemons are after. She befriends and eventually falls in love with a vampire named Matthew, who is a biochemical neurology researcher. He's really interested in the evolution of creatures, magical creatures and humans, and whether or not they have common ancestors. And their romance leads to all kinds of crazy escapades as they search for this manuscript, as they try to protect Diana from some pretty bad fellas. I think that this is a great book. I think the trilogy is fantastic. It's one of those series that has like all of the things that I love. I really love magic, and there's magic in here. I really love books, and this is all about finding an enchanted manuscript. I love romance, and there's a pretty steamy, fabulous romance, and I love time travel, and the second novel in this trilogy has time travel. So this just like rings all my bells. I loved it. This is probably the 4th or 5th time I have reread this particular book in the series, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Deborah Harkness herself teaches at the University of Southern California, so she's pretty smart, and she is a professor of the history of science. Like, that is her specialty. So she's reflected a little bit in the person of Diana. And if you want something smart, if you want something nuanced, one of the things I like about this is that Deborah Harkness is also a sommelier, and she incorporates her knowledge of wine and food pairings throughout this. So if you want something that's rich, that's nuanced, that's like a paranormal, but it's smart and sophisticated and talks about science and talks about magic and talks about history in a nuanced way, this is gonna hit all of your bells. I love it. 5 out of 5 stars. I'm glad I reread it. No shame in rereading my favorite books. The other book that I completed for Tome Topple was Alexander Hamilton. This is the biography by Chernow. This is the life of Alexander Hamilton, and it is peppered with primary documents and lots of research and footnotes, and the audiobook is fantastic, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars for the kind of book that it is, for what might be considered kind of a dense biography. I thought it was fantastic. Again, if you love Hamilton, this is the book that inspired Lin-Manuel Miranda, and it is so good. Also, you know, worth saying, it does get into some of the nuanced, nitty-gritty, somewhat boring details of early American history, so if you don't like that, you may not like this biography because it is quite dense. But if that's something that interests you, and if Hamilton interests you, then I would definitely check it out. And then the only other book that I started that qualified was A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. Like I said before, I lost my dust jacket, and I'm really sad about that. I take them off when I read them so I don't ruin them, and now I've lost it. So I may just have to order another copy of this. Oh well. And I am still at about 120 pages. I am just in a bit of a book slump, and haven't been able to pull myself out of it. It's not because this is bad. In fact, this opens with Lila Bard being totally badass, and I loved it. I just put it down to work on my own novel and have not been able to pick this up again. So hopefully I'll pick it up before the end of the month, but we'll see. I'm just not in a place where I want to read anything, let alone a giant tome right now. As far as the challenges go, I was able to finish more than 2 books, A Discovery of Witches and the Alexander Hamilton biography, so that is 1 challenge completed. I also read an adult book. Both the biography and A Discovery of Witches qualify as adult, and I read a book in a series. A Discovery of Witches is the first in a trilogy. So 3 out of 5 challenges. I didn't read any comics or graphic novels, and I didn't do a buddy read, so that's okay with me. I mean, 3 out of 5 challenges, I feel really good about that. Do I wish I had finished A Gathering of Shadows? Yes, I do, but I am in a book slump bad, you guys, so that's just where I'm at. Comment down below and let me know how you guys did. How was your Tome Topple? Were you able to complete any or all of the challenges? I would super love to know. And also let me know if you too are facing a bit of a challenge after reading some really big tomes, because I have books on my shelves I know I want to read, I just cannot motivate myself to pick them up at all. Hope you guys are all doing well, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!